And I would like to have thought that I actually knew what I was doing on some of this. But, yeah, don't know that I am. Definitely don't know that I am. So, we're checking it out. We're going to see if it's going to work. See if we can get any kind of notification on our phone to see if we're actually live or not. And that's kind of the thing, right? Is as we're doing this, trying to be sure that we're actually live. I would like to believe that we are, but I have no idea. I don't know if it's actually showing that we're live, but we are going to try it and see. And see. So, let's check this out. Let me go and I'm going to copy the stream link. See if that works. Go over here to Facebook. And we'll see. Come on, Book of Face. Let's go. And we gotta see if this works. I don't know if it is. But we'll try it. Boom. We'll hit that. We'll do this on After Dark. We will post that. And we'll see. We'll see what it does here. Hopefully, what we're going to get is some actual audio coming through other than silence like last time. Last time I tried this, it was pure silence. So, just want to make sure everything is coming through. We'll see what it does here. Hopefully, oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Now that I kind of know it's working, we're gonna give this a shot. See what happens. So who wants to join? We got stuff to talk about. And let me get this on the channel so we're right where we want to be at. All right, here we go. So we watched an interview. Well, we watched a docu-series on Netflix called "The Manhattan Alien Abduction." This happened back in, I want to say 1989, I believe. And this has been, and it was a very interesting story. A woman claimed that she'd been abducted from her bedroom in Manhattan, and a pretty famous UFO researcher, Bud Hopkins, got a hold of this case. And as he got a hold of the case and investigated, he became really infatuated with it and knew that this was a case that was probably going to make him, right? It was going to be the case that was going to just make his name in this world, and he really believed in it wholeheartedly. His wife at the time helped him document these cases, and she ends up becoming a skeptic, right? So she doesn't start as a skeptic and end up as a believer. It's kind of vice versa. And so this whole three-part series ends up Linda versus Carol. It ended up, so this, from what I understand, this documentary was Linda trying to take Carol to court and Netflix to court, saying that, sue them, saying this is not what they agreed to when they agreed to make this series. And so we just wrapped up watching it. I mean, we just finished watching this thing, which was really cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. We end up watching it, finished up, and wow, man, yeah, it was cool. And it makes you think, right? So we had a conversation about it. Me and my girlfriend had a conversation about it, watching everything that was going on here, and it was fascinating because there are a couple of different thoughts on how this played out. And I can see both sides of the argument. Was it an elaborate hoax, or did this really happen? And it's kind of what you have to ask yourself. Was it a hoax? Did it really happen? And you have to make that choice for yourself. All right, did this occur? And most people want to know, hey, did this really happen, or was it all made up? And it's easy to look at it from both sides and wonder, did this happen? Was this an actual event that that you believe in? That you got to say, hey, yes, I really believe in this, or no, this absolutely was a hoax. And to me, that's kind of important. When you're looking at that, you kind of have to look at it that way. What was this thing that happened? Was it real, or was it VHS? What happened here? Was it Memorex? Right. And I think we're gonna play the trailer. Let's go ahead and play the trailer. Take a look at it, and you guys tell me what you think, and I'll give you my thoughts on this. Let's go play. There you go. I mean, it was wild. It really was kind of crazy, right? It was. It's one of those things where you're not sure what to believe. Okay, you have no idea. Is this the truth? Is it Memorex? What is going on here? And so I thought watching this thing. First of all, it was very well done. It was interesting. We stayed interested in this thing the whole time. I mean, it was that good. And but again, you had to continue to wonder what is happening here. What is going on? What are we doing? Is this really happening? What's going on? And I love the idea of UFOs, extraterrestrials, all that stuff. I've always been fascinated in that, and it's really cool, right? When you get into that, and you start wondering, hey, look, is this a real thing? Because you want to know. You do. You really want to know. And I know I wanted to know. And so when you're watching this, you're like, man, I wonder where are we going? And you can see both sides of it. I mean, you really can. And to me, when we really got into it, and you started witnessing what they were talking about, and stupid napkin, it got a little wild, got a little crazy because, and I don't want to give this away. You've really got to see it. But you come to a point at the end of the series. We lay there and we're talking about it. It's like, okay, on the one hand, I see what Carol, the skeptic, is saying here. I understand what she's trying to say, what she's trying to go through. Was this a real event? Did this really happen? Or was it just all BS, the greatest hoax ever performed? And here's why I say that, because there were 23 witnesses to this event the night it happened. The blackout in New York, 23 people saw strange lights. Several people saw her levitated out of a window and above the building into the sky and disappear. Several people reported that as well. Uh, and so, from your witness part of it, and these witnesses were all independent witnesses. They didn't know each other. They didn't know Linda. But things tended to get wilder as they went on. Like she's being followed by two strange guys, and her son ended up hearing it and witnessing these events. So there was a lot of things. But for Carol, she started witnessing how much her husband Bud, how much attention he was paying to Linda. You see where I'm going with this? He's paying all this attention to Linda. And that doesn't make Carol very happy. And you people know, if you start seeing and feeling that your significant other is paying attention to another person and not to you, all of a sudden in your mind, you're seeing cheating everywhere. You're seeing signs of being cheated on everywhere. So eventually, this is what she's sensing. And so she wants to look at maybe her husband's not on the level either. And now he's getting ready to produce a book. And now she's trying to become a skeptic. And again, that goes off the rails. So she's seeing what she wants to see. And to me, that goes right back to Linda as well. Because Linda, as well, imagine she had a terrible nightmare, one of those that we've all had them, where they seem so real. Right? The nightmare's real. You feel like this is it, this is true. Oh no, what are we doing? Here's this thing's out to get me. And now everything that happens around you that's odd, you believe is connected to either that nightmare or to the actual event. Say she was abducted, she believes it. But now every other thing that goes on out here has to be related to that abduction, right? Everything else has to be related to that abduction. So is that happening? Is that what she's believing that is going on? I mean, you have to ask those questions because it's like that on both sides of it. Like, I truly love the idea of E.T., extraterrestrials out here running around, flying around the little ships, right? Buzzing around, having a good time, exploring the universe, exploring these crazy pools on Earth. Like, what are these idiots doing down here? And who knows what they could be. And at one point, the government's had so many programs to shut this talk down, right? To make every witness seem like they're just psychotic. But now the government's coming out saying, you know what? We had all these sightings and stuff. We actually do investigate them. There's something going on. So is that not a play by the government now to go, you know what? Let's take some attention off of this over here. We'll throw you a bone. Hey, here's some UFO stuff. You always want to know about that? Take a look at this. Don't look over here. Just look at this UFO stuff we got going on around now. It's fascinating to me. I believe there's a lot of interesting behind the scenes secret things that go on out there in the dark, in our skies, in the shadows, that most people truly don't want to know about. They like the idea of knowing, but they don't really want to know. They don't want to know because if you did, you may not sleep well again, ever. Right? You may just end up being just psychologically devastated. I mean, because can you imagine that? Say our government truly has UFO, and they go, you know what? No more secrets, no more anything. Then just roll it out. Here it is. Look at this. Look at this ship we got. By the way, those bodies y'all talked about, come on, we're gonna roll them out too. Here they are. What do you think that would do to the psyche of a human? All right, most normal people would have a hard time dealing with that. Now imagine those people who are on the spectrum of psychotic, like those people who have a hard time with reality anyway. What do you think that would do to those people? I'm just saying. You don't know what that's going to do to them. It's one of those things. Those people are going to be nuts. Yeah. What do you think they're going to do then? What do you think that would do to religious organizations? again, think of if you want reasons of why our governments would keep those secrets, that alone right there is enough. Right? You don't want to break someone's worldview, and they're afraid that that's what could happen. It wouldn't with me personally, but there's a lot of people out there that would. Hey Tom, how you doing, man? There's a lot of people out there who that would destroy their worldview. If that was something that was real and proved to be real, it would destroy their worldview. It'd be crazy. It would just be it'd be a wild, wild thing. I'm like I said, I'm fascinated by it. I love this UFO stuff. It's pretty cool, but it's a great documentary. If you want to see it, it's very well done, and I would definitely tune into Netflix if you have it to watch it. The sad part is I only found out about it now when it came out in October. Yeah, what you got to do. But at least the stream is working. I'm assuming the sound is coming through because it looks like it is on my end for a change. And hopefully that means we can do more. I would like to do some live reactions. Like Tom, I should react to something. That is possible. Yeah, we definitely could be living inside a simulation. I know I was I don't know if I even should tell this story. I don't know if I should tell the story or not. But I glitched one night. I know it sounds weird. But I will tell you, it felt like that. If you've ever been on a trip, this kind of trip, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it was accidental. I told you drugs, so just put that out there. This is an accidental THC trip, and Lord, never again. No, read the directions. If you're one of those who's gonna eat a gummy, read the directions, please. Whatever you do, read the directions. Because I did not. You know what a nerd rope is? Love nerds. Love the nerd ropes. I accidentally bought one that was a modified nerd rope. Now this sucker had what 8 servings of there, Delta 8 and Delta 9, and I ate the whole thing in about 30 minutes. Right, 30 minutes. I smashed it as I'm working at my computer. And when that happens, it's over, buddy. It's over. The Program by James Fox is a really good documentary too. Ooh, I might check that out. Oh, jeez, I don't know where my notebook's at because I am going to write that down, Donald. The Program. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out by James Fox. Yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, yeah, I want to. It was just this documentary was good though. It really was good, but it's fascinating. I don't know if I was more fascinated because of the two women that were friends and ended up hating each other because one's a believer, one became a skeptic, one turned on her husband. You know, it's wild. It's a wild little documentary. I'm gonna go look for it. I'm definitely gonna look for the Program. Um, the name of this one was oh my goodness, the Manhattan UFO or Alien Abduction. I believe it's what it's called. You're gonna make me look, which I need to anyway. But yes, the Manhattan Alien Abduction. Yeah, that's it. Took place in 19. Oh God, was it 89? I believe, and I could be wrong. And I just watched it. That's how pitiful I am. But it was, yeah, it was then. But it was really good. If you're into that sort of thing, like the mysterious stuff and all that, it's worth taking a look at. It was pretty good. I'm always looking for something new like that, especially now since the government's releasing all of these supposed sightings. So I find myself searching out more and more of that content because you don't know. You don't know. Are they? They've got this whole anti. Was it the anti-universe theory or the negative universe theory? It's one of those things where we have a universe running in conjunction with ours, but backwards, right? Which is a weird concept. So, is some of the things that we see, are they from another dimension that runs simultaneously besides ours? Or is it one of those? Because I don't know if you believe in the multiverse or that sort of thing where there's an infinite number of universes that run simultaneously together, side by side, just at a different frequency, for lack of a better term, I guess. Like where your choices, in this world you're living in now, you turn right. In the one beside us, you made the decision to turn left, and so your choices make a different path for your life. I don't know why I think about stuff like that, but I enjoy it. The what if is interesting when you're looking at it. So yeah. So I'm thinking about reacting to more of this kind of content as well, trying to work it in there. Because the music stuff, I love the music stuff. Music stuff is fun, but getting around the copyright people it's tough. Even around some of these small channels, where you're like, dude, I'm trying to help your content get out. If I've got 10,000 subscribers, which I do, and thank you guys, by the way, it will maybe help get eyes on other things, but that's neither here nor there. But that's why I was kind of getting on here to see who maybe wanted more of this kind of content as well, because it could be interesting. I know it is to me, because I've had a couple of incidents I can't explain. Of course, it was when I was younger. So it's one of those deals. It's one of those deals. Have y'all ever seen anything like that in the night sky you can't explain? I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious. But I've also been told that I overshare. I do. I don't care. I'm not embarrassed about stuff like that. I don't care if people see me as a weirdo. I mean, first of all, look at the face. Look at what I'm wearing. When you look like I do, dress like I do, can't be ashamed of too much. You just do what you do. Live your life your way. That's how it should be anyhow. Um, but yeah, so I just thought this documentary was cool. I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely check it out because I know I'm going to check out the program, but I need to find more up to date documentaries like this. A lot of these things are old, and while some of them I've seen, I want to see new stuff because the footage we still get is still blurry. Right? We always complain about why can't we get a clear video or photo. Now that being said, even with my camera, and my camera's pretty good, I still get blurry stuff when I try to take it at night in a distance, or even during the daylight if it's at a distance. So I really can't complain too much. Program came out a month ago. Yeah, 4K, dude. Absolutely. I am gonna check that out. Yeah, I definitely want to. So there's got to be other things too. I need a list. I want to do different stuff within this whole list. I don't know, because, man, I remember seeing a UFO. I caught that because I don't know what it was. Big round orb, like an egg, except it had a black, what do they call that? Oh, jeez, I can't remember the name of it. My daughter used to like that pattern, but it's a squiggly line, kind of, but it's not. In the middle of it, they kind of separated top and bottom, and it glowed. I saw that when I was 6 years old. My dad was playing softball, Paris, Texas, and we were out playing in the field next to the ball field, and up in the sky. And I was the only one that saw it. We came out of the woods into the field, and there it was, just hovering. And when it took off, it didn't take off like straight up in the air. It took off away from us in a distance and then up. I'll never forget it. And then when I was a teenager, I was at my buddy's house in Clarksville, Texas, out on the edge of town. They lived out in the country, wide open. We were on the trampoline about 11 o'clock at night. Because back then, we could stay up all night long. Parents didn't care. And all of a sudden, from the field next across the street, these bright lights started happening. And up and over the top of us, this ship came. And I call it a ship because it looked like something out of Close Encounters. I mean, it was wild. It wasn't a plane. We see planes out there all the time, crop dusters and little jets and helicopters. A buddy of mine's dad had a helicopter, and there was no sound from it. That was what was crazy. Like, there was no sound. There was a low hum, and I say low hum, I mean low. But you remember it coming right over us, and it scared the hell out of us. Scared the hell out of us. We take off into the house like, nope, we've been out here long enough. And of course, you tell your parents, and they're all about, yeah, you saw a plane come, probably flying a little low that night. It was not a plane. We've seen so many of those, and there was no reason for a plane to be out there that low anyway. There just wasn't. So that was a crazy one. But never been abducted. Never had any of that kind of craziness happen. You know, none of that extraterrestrial fondling. None of that. None of that. We're good. We're still alien versions over here right now. We're good. We're good. So I am curious if any of you guys ever had an experience like that. Because, and I'm not judging. I'm not judging. If you've ever gotten it on with an alien, good for you. There might be little half-breed versions of you running around. Who knows? I've seen a couple people look like aliens. That's for sure. Look like could have been hybrids of aliens. For sure. We've seen that. So, I don't know. You never know. I'm open-minded. I am so open-minded about this stuff. I just think it's cool, the possibilities of what can be out there. Because, look, one day, that's going to be us. It may be tons of centuries from now, but one day, humankind will be out in space, colonizing some other planets. Maybe centuries down the road, we'll be good enough to traverse the universe. And we'll come across some of these other planets. And maybe we will be the advanced alien species, right? Which is pretty interesting when you think about it. Because, we're still babies in this universe. So it's interesting to see that, and to believe that there will come a time, provided we don't blow ourselves up in the process, that we could be that. We could be what we think is out there visiting us, right? That's wild. Imagine that. You're at home, your little weird alien cave, alien home, and then us come down there. We're trying to be all quiet about it, but humans do human things and we screw up. It's what happens to us. It's what we do. It's why we're humans. Make ourselves known. They go, oh, they're telling their version of a therapist what they saw. I was just laying there when I was taking a walk in the park. Me and my four-armed mate over here. And we look at all we saw was this hairless, weird-looking creature. It only had 2 arms. It had 2 legs. And it had really bushy things on its eyes. And just a fuzzy chin. We don't... Scared the hell out of us. But no one believes us. It was us after all. We get back to the ship, we get reprimanded. What are you doing? That's what I'm saying. It's not hard to see a scenario like that happening. Period. Come on. Y'all know that's true. Yeah, I know that's true. But anyway. All right, guys. I'm going to jump off here. I really want to test the streaming stuff out. And I am thinking about doing live reactions. When we get on here, do a reaction, skinwalkers are cool. Skinwalker Ranch, by the way, is a wild, wild story. That would keep me up at night. That would keep me up at night. I've heard panthers out in the woods screaming at night. That alone is scary. But yeah, we're going to do it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys checking in. Tom, Donald, thank you all so much for chatting. Appreciate that. Oh, you gotta. Come on, Tom. I want to see this for sure. Yeah, oh God, yeah, I want to see it. Oh, that stuff is cool. Yeah, check that out. Because again, I like stuff like this. I think it's cool. Need to get my buddy of mine on here one night talking about it because, Lord, he's got some stories that will they'll put a quiver in your liver. You know, they're just that kind of story. And if I didn't know how straight up of a dude he was, I'd call him a liar. But I know how straight up he is, and that makes it even more terrifying. Go ahead and take a look at that. Gotta get back on my reaction kick. I got so many, my wrestling's about to take off this year as we start in 2025, so, oh, here we go. Let's take a look. If I can. I don't know how this works. You know, this is a bad thing. I'm just learning how to use YouTube properly. All this time, and I've never tried it, and I'm just now learning how to do this stuff, which is wild. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, and I will be wrong. Yep, I'm not going to try it right now. Alaska's alien body snatchers. And while I'm sitting here doing that, you said the project. The project. Alright, I want to see if it comes up. Or is it? I'm such an idiot. The program. Good Lord, you even said it, and I wrote it down. Sorry, Donald. Okay. Hold on. Y'all tell me if this is right or wrong.
In 2007.
Because I want to see. Yeah, let's take a look. All right, let me get this down here. Here we go.
2017, the New York Times published a story exposing a secret government program investigating UFOs.
That story was kind of a catalyst for a lot of things that have happened since. Members of Congress started to ask questions.
Instruments report there is something there.
There are flight characteristics that we can't explain.
UAPs are unexplained. It's true. They need to be investigated.
Here we are having a hearing where just a few years ago, we didn't even acknowledge that these things were real.
Do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
You're telling me people have come forward claiming firsthand knowledge of craft of non-human origin?
That's correct. We have sources who have asserted not only that there have been crashes, but there have been crash retrievals.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human.
I'm sitting here today because the American people are being lied to.
We are the American government, and we are open, and we're going to be open about this.
What has been revealed:
non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity.
Is only part of the story.
The pressure's on. The Pentagon, the CIA, they're going to have to answer the mail.
Some are risking everything.
Have you had incidences that have caused you to be in fear for your life?
Yes, personally.
To uncover the rest.
What is being done to verify the assertion that the U.S. government has spaceships of non-human intelligence in their possession?
That kind of revelation unearths people's beliefs.
I would go to jail to say things that I've been exposed to in the program.
All right. Okay. So that's it. That's the one? Oh, God. Dude, I can't see it. Oh, I want to see that. I don't know how to pull your profile up, Tom, or I would. I'm trying to get it there. Wow. Ghost hunts are cool, by the way. Oh, that's wicked. Yeah, that is wicked right there. No, yeah, the program looks cool. That looks like a cool doc. I'd like to see it as well. Do you know what the hardest part about eating a vegetable? Oh, Lord, I hesitate to ask. Brody is my tag team partner, by the way, for those of you wondering who this guy is now. No, that the program looks interesting. Definitely, we'll get that tomorrow. I'm going to look at that tomorrow. Because that looks badass. And just in that one thing, I mean, when they're saying, yeah, we got that. We've got biologicals. All right, well, what's it look like? What's this biological look like? I want to see it. Tom had talked to you. The Skinwalker did? God, I wish I could see your profile. That would show me that, but it is not. That's wild. At least you're in the chat. I might, you know you're going to hell for that, Brody. You're going straight to hell for that, Brody. I bought it on Amazon Prime. Oh, yeah. Okay, if it's on Amazon Prime, I'll definitely get it. For sure. But that looked really good. It's got me kind of excited. I'd go wake my girlfriend up now and watch it tonight, but I get in trouble. And I don't need to be in any more trouble. It's better not to get any more trouble. We're good right now. But that looks stellar. So we should definitely do one on Skinwalker. And I am going to review the program. So that was good. And I do think y'all should check out the UFO Manhattan alien abduction. It was good. It was good. I swear it comes off more as her versus her than the actual happenings of what happened that night. But it was still interesting. So check that out. But Donald, I will check out that for sure, because that'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. And Skinwalker Ranch. Dude, Skinwalker Ranch was insane. That whole thing that happened there, I don't know if a lot of you people understand it, if you never checked it out, but it's seriously. Oh, is there a whole series on it? How do I not know this? It looks like there's a lot to delve into from Skinwalker Ranch. For sure. I just launched my Myths and Mysteries channel. And I really need to get into a lot of this on that channel. For sure. Because there'll be a lot to do. Yeah, man, they're orbs, creatures, like the werewolf. It wasn't really a werewolf. It's more of a dog. What they call goose. Oh my Lord, I'm drawing a blank. But like the one when the family moved into Skinwalker Ranch, that creature had come across the field and attacked them at their house. Am I wrong in saying it attacked one of their cows? I'm trying to remember. I really do have to refresh myself on a lot of that because, geez, that's right. Project Blue Book was cool. They made a series on Project Blue Book. They ended way too soon. It was so good. But reading about Project Blue Book and what its intent was, and then what it became, that was really interesting. Because, you know, it's a debunking agency that really, their lead scientist on that became a believer. And which I thought was excellent. I mean, and you can look, there's a lot of these you can point to and say, okay, that was a plane, that might have been a helicopter, meteor maybe. No, I don't think it's gas from Venus or whatever, but I think there's a lot you can debunk. It's the ones you can't. When you're having to stretch to try to make something fit into a narrative of belief, it doesn't work. It falls apart every time. Like watching on the program, that trailer, there's a couple of those that I've seen. Like the one that it was the Navy, right? Out doing maneuvers, and the pilots videoed. I mean, they got surveillance footage. And it's called UFO or UAP for a reason. It's unidentified. We don't know what it is. You don't even have to say it's alien, but it's unidentified. That's a factual thing. If I can't identify it, it's unidentified. I don't know what it is. Doesn't necessarily have to be aliens. Like I said, could be other versions of us. There's so many things. I just love the idea of this might get a little deep. Yeah, the Nimbus case. That's it. Very good. I would like to believe there's a universe out there where my mom, still alive, where she didn't smoke and get lung cancer or esophageal cancer and die. Maybe better decisions and things like that. I mean, just all that stuff. I just think that's cool that we don't know. And we can talk about that stuff. I don't like people who are I don't like people. I don't like the mindset where people are so they're pigeonholed into one thing. Like, they're absolutist, right? Yeah. I don't like the absolutist. It can only be this. There's no room for anything else. I don't like that. I like thinking that there's a lot more going on than what we believe there is. Right? The possibilities are endless, man. It could be back engineered UFO. Agreed. I mean, and that would be cool. That would be cool. But we don't know. Well, most of us don't know. Somebody out there knows. Maybe one day they'll let us in on the secret. So, but I love I don't think there's ever anything wrong with questioning, with the desire to want to know more. And I don't even think there's anything wrong without going, you know what, I want to believe this because that would be cool. I would like to believe there's something more than what our everyday boring lives at times it is. I think that there's a healthiness in that creative thinking. To want to get out of your daily mundane life and believe in something a little extra. I find it fascinating. over 12,000 sightings. Blue Book couldn't identify over 700 UFOs. Exactly. Same mindset, right? You got and this is the thing about myths, is that they all come from something. Now, you look back at centuries ago, our language has evolved so much. Our vocabulary has evolved so much. We have words for things that didn't exist back then. People couldn't describe. They had no way of describing things that exist back then. Like, look, I'm a Christian guy. I'm a Bible believer, sure. But I also realize the Bible was written by mankind, who's not a perfect being. So I'm open to a lot of different possibilities. But think about this. And this may sound blasphemous, and I don't mean it to be, and I'm not challenging anybody's beliefs one way or the other. But if back in that time, all you believed in was everything was religiously symbolic, right? If an alien ship appeared in the sky, what would you call that? An angel? Maybe? When you hear about some of these descriptions of angels and these fiery chariots, could it be that? Of course it could be that. But we don't know that. And I'm not saying that's it. I'm just simply saying, throughout the centuries, throughout the millennia, what all has happened on this planet that people have seen, but they could not put into something they could mentally digest. The truth is truly stranger than fiction, absolutely. Because you don't know. You just don't know. I told a guy at work this years ago, and I got unfriended. This is way before you can unfriend people. Like before Facebook. Well, it's easy just to unfriend people. You had to work with the guy. To be unfriended means you never talk to that person anymore. Right? That was the true definition of being unfriended. We were having a discussion, and yes, I play devil's advocate a lot. Because I don't like somebody just being it has to be this. If you tell me that, I'm going to argue with you. And for no other reason than I'm just feeling some kind of way about it, right? Just because I'm like, all right, it's time to be an ass. But we were talking about the Bible. And I had a thought. I'm like, well, we talk about aliens in our office. And he comes in there, pipes in, and comes in like, no, because he is a hardline Bible thumper. Hardline. I mean, there's no wiggle room. This is this, and that's it. Earth's only a few thousand years old. This is it. Boom. And so, me, just being, again, an ass, I'm like, well, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with a lot of that. I'm like, why can aliens not exist? So imagine you're God, right? The holiest of holies. You created the universe. In the vastness of all of this, are you telling me you're just going to pick one little globe, one little dot, one little marble in the vastness of nothing, do a little scientific mojo, create humans and everything else, and say, you know what? Let's call it a day. Trillions of years, let's just call it a day. No. Because I know me. I'm like, ooh, but I created this one. Ooh, let me see what I can make over here. Ooh, here's another thought. Let me see what I can make here. I think it's the height of human arrogance to believe at all that we're it, right? I just believe that we are so arrogant. I'm talking about humanity as a whole, to believe that we are definitely the center of the universe. The universe is too vast. I mean, it's just so much out there. Now, here's the other side of that argument. Somebody has to be first to traverse the galaxies, right? And that could very well be us in a couple of millennia from now. At that point, maybe we have the stuff. And so, and maybe that's something. But what is wrong with, like you're saying, people, you do. All you have to do is look up. Look at that beautiful vastness that's up there. And how young we are as a species We're so young. And there's so many things in this world alone that we're still discovering. I think it's cool. I think it's fascinating to see that. It's okay for us not to have all the answers. I would rather not have all the answers. I like the discovery because one day it is fully possible that we're sitting here having a cup of coffee. We're sitting here doing a live one night. Got a lot more gray than what's here in my beard before I darken it for my shows. Spoiler alert. You have to get rid of the grays when you're going out to perform in a wrestling ring. And then all of a sudden, the TVs go off, your phone goes off, something's happening up in the sky, and here they come. Live long and prosper, baby. First contact. You never know. You never know. So, and it could be like, yeah, the Drake equation. I agree. I mean, there are too many worlds, similar worlds to the Earth out there, for us to be the only one. Way too many. So there's no way you're ever going to make me believe that we're just it. And I love laying in my bed at night when I can't sleep, especially just imagining what could be. What would that life look like on another planet? Because that's fascinating to think about. I mean, what would that look like? Different gravities, different types of life. How would it be? Will they look like Klingons? Or is the universe so strict in its coding of life that if we do find other life, we find it looks like us? Just more of us. You know, maybe the skin pigmentation is a little different. Hairs, eyes maybe bigger or smaller. Because that's evolution. We all evolve. And I do believe evolution and all that can exist at one time. I do. We've seen it. We've seen evolution at work. Then back 200 years ago, let's just do a 150. Let's do 150. You look at some of those houses that were built in, the doorways, only about 5.5 foot tall. That's how tiny people were. On average, people were tiny. And now, you look out here, these kids, they're taller than I am, and I'm 6'4". It's amazing. It's amazing to see what happens to us. And it's amazing to see what's really going on out here. I just think it's cool. But I do want to check out the, I'm a big werewolf fan. I don't know why. I don't know why that subject right there fascinates me, but it does. I think it's because of the horror movies I watched growing up. I'm a huge fan of the Wolfman, the black and white version. And there's a movie out now, Nosferatu. I still haven't got to see it. I'm waiting on a local little theater to get it, and I'll go watch it. And because those old school monsters, I find, are far more interesting than the blood and gore fest we get to substitute as horror now, right? Because that's what we get a lot of. We get a lot of this gore fest, and we call it horror, and it's not. I'll tell you, the things that scare me, and not a lot scares me, but it's the things you can't see. Things just out of eyesight. In the dark, in the corner, in the shadows. That's the scary thing. That's the thing that's like, oh no. I ain't too proud to admit it, dude. I ain't that guy. I ain't the one that's got to have false bravado. Not worried about that. Yeah, which I think is a freeing mentality to have. People with false bravado, it's annoying. It's annoying. I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nothing, man. Nothing scares me until it does, and then they go running away. Yeah. Are we getting stoned yet? Oh no. Oh no. No, we are not. We are not. I talked about glitching earlier. No. No, I'm swearing off of the gummies. I've had 3 incidents. You can't trust a gummy. You cannot trust one. I'll never trust another one. I have forbidden them from my house now. Now I'll have a little drink here and then. I might get a little buzzed, but no more gummies. I don't see the point, man. Don't see the point. And I'm talking about getting stoned now. Don't get me wrong here. I'm talking about tripping. Love vampires. Like I said, Nosferatu, which is, that whole story was taken from Bram Stoker because they didn't have the rights to it, so they created their own. But still a great story. Love vampires. When, like Bela Lugosi, oh my God, so good. But, I mean, Christopher Lee, right? They did a remake of Fright Night, and not nearly as impressive as the original movie. Because still, he was a basic vampire that scared the hell out of you. I'm going to tell you, Salem's Lot scared the hell out of me for years. Not even going to lie. The biggest debate is, are aliens coming from a different dimension, or have they always been here? Well, and again, that's kind of my thing. Because I get how vast the universe is. And trying to traverse that distance with wormholes, we talk about something like that. Maybe that's how to do it. But to me, the explanation is dimensional. Maybe aliens are us in a different dimension. Maybe that's humanity, or whatever they call themselves, has discovered the ability to interdimensionally travel. We know, like in the Bermuda Triangle, where they have the all the gravity wells, the magnetics out there that screw with compasses and all that. I mean, there's so many fascinating things you can talk about right there. But they're cool. I mean, you never know what that's going to be. These ships that go down, where do they go? Are they just going to the bottom of the ocean, or are they pulled into a different dimension? What kind of wake up call is that? What if you're traveling, nice leisurely cruise in your old wooden ship, right? 200 years ago, bebopping along the ocean, everything's beautiful. All of a sudden, it's not. Waves are everywhere. Sea starts spinning underneath you. Crazy lights start going off. And when you wake up, you're in the land of BT. Imagine that. Imagine that horror for you, especially 200 years ago. I think we could probably deal with it better now mentally than we could then. But imagine that. Imagine if that's what happens to these planes and things that are lost, and these ships that were lost. These people. And there's so many well-documented ones in the Bermuda Triangle. Dude, you would be freaked the hell out. You wake up and everybody's a big, gray-headed, bug-eyed alien. Oh, you'd be nuts. You look around, what the hell is going on? Oh, yeah, you'd have a stroke. You'd probably have a stroke. And there's no getting back. You didn't get there in the first place on purpose. How do you get back? Maybe even the aliens don't know. All right, that species, they don't know. And then look, you got the grays. You also got the oh my gosh. So you got the grays, you got the browns, which that sounds racist, or the greens. And here we are. I think sometimes the aliens are human time travelers, but they could be. Maybe that's what we evolved from. Imagine that. We evolved so much, that's what we look like. But there's going to be a lot of people who are upset. There's going to be a lot of vanity-driven people who will never want to believe in that theory. I mean, I did so much Botox. This is what I look like now. There are a couple of those that look like aliens, though. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I thought about that a few times. Malaysia Flight 370? Oh, yeah. I mean, what if they, right into one of those vortexes, sucked into the next. Ooh. You know what's up? And I've seen this, of course, in TV series and movies. But what if you did get sucked back into time? If I got sucked anywhere, I want to be forward in time. I don't want to go backwards. Because what if you went so far back? Old T-Rex is running around out there with his little arms, little T-Rex arms. You ain't getting back. You just stuck. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Not that you probably live that long, but still. What if that's what caused the vortex, right? Disturbed the magnetic pull of the earth and created this vortex, and here you go, sucked right into it. There are any number of things and possibilities. But I often wonder about that. You know, they haven't found the first thing about Malaysia. And what if they did? What if they got sucked into something and it just, this is what happens. The missing time thing, that phenomenon is cool. I'll say it's cool unless you're the one it happens to, maybe. Because your significant other ain't going to believe that garbage. They're not going to believe in that. Maybe I was just driving along, minding my own business. There were lights everywhere. My car went dead. And I don't know what happened for the last 6 hours. Okay. That argument ain't going over. That argument's not going nowhere. Palladians, Greys, Aryans, Reptilians, etc. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, God, I tell you what, I've had too many shots to the head with chairs. What is the name of the species? It's in that star system up there. The one with the 7 stars. Oh my Lord. It's definitely too late at night for me. Because I can't think of any of this stuff right now. But, again, what if they are? What if they're here trying to find a way to save their species? Because here's the Syrians. Maybe that's it. That might be it. But I don't believe that either. Because, look, they could just, if you're that advanced, and you just cross dimensions, you probably got a lot of other cool stuff. You just come in and take over. Or is what they're trying to do the interbreeding? Yeah, that's the Sirius star system. What is that group of aliens called? Oh my God. Oh, that's okay. I know what you mean. I cannot figure out for the life of me. The name's escaping me. But like the Men in Black. Yeah, I like our little cutesy version of it in the movies. That's all fun and all. But really, when you read about some of these dudes, are they hybrid beings? Are they government? What are the Men in Black? You know, what are they up to? What are they about? Because you just don't read about that here in the U.S. That's all over the world. Men in Black. Even the Time Traveler. Was the Time Traveler thing, was that in Australia? They did thorough check. There you go. I'm telling you. It's just, it's fascinating. The Seven Sisters, yep. That's what we always do them as. Which is actually kind of cool. Because they've got the... Oh, I can't remember the name of the planet. That's so close to us. I tell you, I apologize, man. I'm drawing a blank tonight on a lot of this memory stuff that I should know about because I've studied them my whole life. Yeah. Which is fascinating. I'm gonna find out real quick. That's a good thing about Google. The Pleiades. That's it. Okay, that's what you were talking about earlier. I guess that was who I was thinking about. Because There's got to be all kinds of. Yeah, the world's oldest story is about them. Which is, again, fascinating. Because I think that goes all the way back to Greek times, right? Believe it does. Ooh, I'll write that down too. Get you, I appreciate that. Preston Dennett. Alright, I'm definitely going to look that up as well. Yep. Tatooine, there you go. I remember those UFO days. Tell you. Yeah, we saw it come back home earlier. Yeah, I love that the fact that our government is out talking about it now. Hey, look, even though it could just be a diversion, look over here so you don't see what we're doing over here. It's still fascinating. It's still fascinating. Yeah. I mean, think about that too, right? Nephilim. So you talk about the Nephilim from the Bible. Could they be alien human hybrids, right? I'm saying, you don't know. You don't know. People back in the biblical days had no idea how to describe things. They just didn't. They had no idea. I just think the universe is so vast, though. We just don't know. We have no idea. And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it cool. So that's what every skeptic about anything, it's like, when you have no proof that it is, well, you have no proof that it isn't. And that's always the truth. We don't. It's really about your individual belief there. Do you believe? Don't, because I can appreciate either one. I appreciate anybody who's a skeptic and says, I just can't believe that unless I see it. You know, I had an ex like that. Like, wouldn't believe anything unless you could physically show them. And even sometimes then, didn't want to believe it. Right? I have a more open mind than that. More, I think, because it's a hopeful, look at the universe. Like, man, it would be cool if. That's kind of how I live my day. Yeah, it would be cool. Bam. Of course, that's also a way of thinking that gets me in a lot of trouble. It's what it is. Especially, well, we're not going to talk about my wrestling days, but it's yeah. Anyway, it'll be I'm going to check these other ones out. I appreciate you giving me a couple new things to look at here, because that's going to be awesome. That'll be awesome. But it's getting close to midnight. We gotta be up. We got training in the morning, and so we're gonna go do it. There's a place in the southern Cal Desert near 29 Palms where folks show up with telescopes and share. Well, see, that's cool. That is cool. So, full disclosure, I live in Mississippi right now, about 30 minutes south of Memphis. We don't get that kind of fun stuff, right? We don't get that kind of fun stuff. Now, the only lights we see at night are trace around from street thugs. That's it. That's what we see at night. Our phenomena are fully explainable. So there you go. That's wild but true. Wild but very true. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for sharing all that stuff and coming into the chat. We will definitely do this more often. And I think we'll do some, we can do live reactions. Hell, we can watch things, whatever y'all want to do. I just like to hang out. I get bored, and y'all are awesome.